Hey y'all, it is Lotus coming back with another reading. Happy Tuesday. Hope everybody is doing well out there, taking good care of yourselves, minding your water. Minding your water? What? Taking good care of yourselves and minding your business and drinking your water. I don't know about minding your water, but you know what? Like, depending on what type of real water drinker you may be, you might need to mind your water. It came out, so I'm just saying it. What we are going to do is something very new, something a little exclusive or whatever. I don't know if I'm going to continue doing this or whatever, but I just wanted to try it out. So I did a pre-shuffle just to kind of like pick up a little bit of some of the energy that is going to be coming out in the reading. So first card out we have is change begins with acceptance. Okay, accepting change. It says this pain is temporary, and also that hope lives in you. It's cute. It looks so cute. So that is some of the overall themes. Let me know how this is best resonating for you guys thus far. But we are just going to just dive in a little bit deeper to see what may be some of the things that people are working through or working on at this time. What changes are coming up in the foreseeable future, because these are timeless readings. Whenever you get around to this, then this is when it was supposed to be for you, babe. Simple as that. So let's go ahead and just see what's what and go from there. Again, thank you guys all for like all of your love and support. Continue to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I really do appreciate y'all. And let's see what comes out. Ooh, that's a really good one. So we have, first off, is to face your fears. Okay, it says fear is a teacher, not a barrier. To face it head on and it will lose its power over you. So in the process of you accepting change or new things that are coming in the foreseeable future, knowing that you are also going above and beyond with facing your fears. Okay, let me know what that means for you. Let's see what else we got. I'm feeling like some old school jazz. Uh-oh. Oh, that's another good one. We have, it says kindness creates change. Every act of kindness shifts something somewhere. Be the reason someone feels hope again. Hope is definitely seeming like it is the overall word or theme for today, okay? Knowing that hope not only lives within you, but you also create a hope for someone else while you're going through your temporary pains as well, okay? Let's see what else we got. What else we have? Release the resentment loop. Okay, so this could be one of the things that is like a huge acceptance that you're working through right now, or working through temporary pain of having. It says resentment isn't power, it's poison. Stop replaying the story. You're free to choose peace. Well, you definitely could be replaying over the same story over and over again, rehashing a lot that have to do with the past, and you are doing it to the point where you're feeling the pain as if it just happened yesterday in real time, because a lot of this stuff is feeling like it had happened a while ago. And we're not judging here. This is a safe space, but I just feel like you've allowed it to linger, perhaps even a little bit more longer than you even anticipated, while you're growing and going through the phases of healing. Okay, so just you being more hopeful overall seems to be the overall theme right now, is what I'm picking up. I'm also picking up somebody actually taking more of a solo journey. Taking more of a solo journey in these cards, which is okay. Let's see what else we got. Get some more context. Also, somebody could definitely be grieving from a loved one, like a loss of someone. I send my condolences out to whoever that is. That's what I'm picking up. Release suppressed emotions. That's another good one, especially when you're trying to accept new changes that are coming in, and some of the temporary pain that may be coming up. It's simply you just being fearful, okay, of the changes that are ahead, because everything is happening that is so new. You don't necessarily know, like, you don't know what to expect. You used to kind of like having more of a sure standing, grounding, like stable approach to stuff, but because so much newness is happening, you don't know if you're coming or going, and that's more than okay. That literally comes with part of the journey as well. It says, let the feeling you buried rise without shame. Cry, scream, breathe, and freedom begins with expression. Oh, sorry. Freedom begins where expression flows. I'm gonna put this right here, because even some of that pain or whatever, you've been allowing it to like bottle up and be pent up. And that's one of the biggest things that I support on my channel, is for people to release suppressed emotions. We be holding in a lot of stuff that be buried deep down, that we try to what I was going to say, that we try to basically on the everyday, you know, it's good for the average person may quickly unnotice it or whatever, or you may be one of those people that like bury yourself into your work, or you'll find other different ways to put that energy in a sense, but it still needs to be addressed, okay? Because just because you suppressing it don't mean that you're addressing it. That's what I'm picking up. And it's so crazy because I'm also getting where it's like you're not wearing it on your sleeve to the point where it's like, especially with kindness creates change, it's like even though you're going through your own level of pain or heartache, you're still choosing to be a kind person out here in the world, and that is very commendable, okay? Because motherfuckers is crazy out here. Simple as that, okay? And that can also maybe even be a part of somebody's fear, where they feel like, you know, there's not that many too many people that act or move just like you, and it's like 8 billion people in the world, okay? So do with that what you will. Stop carrying what isn't yours. It says you've taken on emotions, guilt, and weight that were never yours. Give it back and be free. That could also be a part of somebody's temporary pain. Some of the pain that you are holding on to is from you allowing to absorb other people's emotions that they try to, you know, other people's perceptions or emotions that they had, what they had going on with their stuff, and you empathizing and not knowing when to have a cutoff for that. Like, especially for my empaths, okay? Like, look, you have to know when to cut that shit off. You can empathize and sympathize with people, but do not do it to the point where it's a personal detriment to yourself and your well-being and your growth. Being so kind, okay, that you're taking on more than what you are supposed to personally bear, taking on the responsibility of others, taking on the responsibility of stuff that really ain't even got nothing to do with you, crazy enough, which can also create a resentment loop, okay? And you facing your fears to actually speak up and stand out against that. It's going to take you some time for whoever I'm speaking to, but just keep the hope. Definitely keep the hope, because you're almost there. I love this. What else do we have? This was really good. Let me know if it resonated for you in the comments. Let me know. Let's see what else we have. Is there anything else for the collective to know in regards to the overall? Let's see what else we got. Oh, this is beautiful. Making peace with the past. You don't have to rewrite the story. Just stop fighting the chapter. Peace begins with acceptance. So yeah, definitely. So not only with change begins acceptance, but part of the changes that you could be making is how you're even viewing your life currently, and making the necessary changes moving forward of what you want to rewrite different parts of your story, okay? Like, and some of it could be definitely, because I'm getting some heavy grief here, like somebody is really grieving, whether if it's different versions of yourself or different people that you've had around you when you were at different stages of life, and you're just happening like sitting back and reminiscing. But all this pain that you are enduring, or the pain that you have been suppressing, that is finally coming, being brought up to the forefront, is happening for a reason, so that you can actually like really really heal this time with actually like feeling all the stuff that you haven't purged thus far. Like somebody has been suppressing stuff so much. They may have been even suppressing stuff from like their childhood that they haven't addressed, and they're gonna literally like relive it in almost real time with the way the pain feels, as if it just happened yesterday. And you could be a grown-up going through this. Like, yeah. And so the biggest of it is you facing your fears past that. Okay, one of the fears may have been you don't necessarily know what yourself looks like being that level of vulnerable with yourself. Not saying that other people are not going to be around. Of course, I encourage any and everybody to have their own level of support system. But at the end of the day, you have to go through this journey because it's your life. So not allowing your past to affect your future. Like even some of the resentment and built up that somebody may have had over a course of time has been built up because you've been suppressing so much of your emotions and not actually letting yourself find healthy outlets and ways to like get that out. And it said on the card, you can cry, scream, breathe. I think they even have now, what do they call, like rage rooms to like get anger and stuff out or whatever. Like all these different ways and facets. You can also have a consultation with me. We can talk or whatever. You can look at my website if you choose to. But most importantly, it's letting that shit out. Because you want to get to a certain level of freedom where, again, it doesn't matter what anybody chooses to bring up, okay? That you are so comfortable within yourself that you can be able to have those conversations without reliving everything because you haven't addressed the initial, if that makes sense. Shatter the false story. Love that. It says what you keep telling yourself might not be the truth. It says break the illusion and meet your soul without the mask. So again, like somebody has doing like some deep soul searching and really like bringing up all those repressed and suppressed emotions and really sitting with themselves. This is definitely a solo journey. Like somebody is really sitting with themselves. There are other changes that may be happening and occurring around you, and it's bringing up different with change comes new possibilities and new opportunities, but it also comes with you realizing how far you may have really actually grown, and in some different areas or whatever, somebody has basically been putting that shit off and now it's starting to catch up to them, and that's just that. Okay, and so you are facing the biggest fear that somebody is facing is you facing you as to how you really feel about you, how you really feel about how you moving forward, and also facing your fears moving forward as to like however you want your life to really look. Like you can actually have that, and you don't have to waver from anything of what it is that you want. Okay, you actually really believe in that the past is what it was. This is where you're at in the current and the future. You're making the fine-tuned adjustments or whatever so that you can really move forward in your future happily. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we got embrace the soul's transformation. Like this is not only a solo journey, but it's a soulful journey for somebody. Like your soul has been yearning for you to get to this point of seeking inner refuge, of like wanting to make peace within yourself. Like you've been going along to get along, and the level of kindness that you've been putting out for others is also becoming a catalyst for change within yourself, because you're learning a lot of different stuff from being around others, and it has you, the more you be around other people or whatever, different folks and different relationships, most people are going to mirror different versions of you. Okay, and them different versions that they're mirroring or that they're showing of you, of yourself, if you know you're being that aware, like it's going to cause you to do certain levels of self-reflection. Okay, so this is what I have for y'all. This was really, really good. I'm gonna actually pick up a, hold on y'all. Let's get a word of encouragement. and then skedaddle. Oh, there it is. You have unfolding. Affirmation at the top is according to your will. It says, change me, divine beloved, into one who let you guide things according to your will. May the highest unfold in all ways. Because I do feel like whoever is doing this internal journey, oh, let me bring these down. I didn't even know y'all couldn't see that. Whoever is going through this part of their unfolding or their becoming of more of the person that you always ultimately wanted to be, right? You're making different changes, or you're making different actionary steps to work towards that, but there are still certain parts that you got to sit within yourself and do the internal work, where you really got to face yourself. That's what it boils down to. And sometimes we may not always like what it is that we are going to see, right? And so you have to also leave room and growth to actually sit in that as well. But most importantly, telling yourself the truth. Okay, you actually sitting with yourself and being real with yourself about the things that you've been bottling in, okay, or the things that you've been secretly resenting, whether if it's within yourself or others. But you actually taking the time to actually work through all this is going to unfold or unlock a new version and a new level of you that you ultimately wanted at the end of the day. Don't allow you to be your own worst critic, or allow you to be the main person that's getting in your way, okay? Because life hard enough as it is. But that is what I have for y'all. Let me know if this resonated. If it did, if it didn't, I do appreciate all of the comments and feedback. Continue to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Anything that you would like to know how far as getting in contact with me is all in the description below. And I will see y'all on Thursday, and y'all be easy out there, okay? Take some time to go ahead and just breathe and really feel however you feeling. You're more entitled to that. And I love you guys, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.